Oh, we got some people watching. That's nice. I was just playing some drums. Haven't played in a long, long time. Not like this. When you play drums, you gotta be singing. You gotta be singing. You gotta be singing. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. I played drums a long, long time, and I studied with some of the greatest drummers in New York City. Taught me some of the greatest things. Conceptually, just how to really get drums inside of you, because it's got to be inside of you. You got to dance. This is a dance instrument. This is not a sit down, hide behind the band instrument. Most people think that. A lot of people play the drums for that reason, but this is a dance instrument. You're going to play this instrument, you got to dance. And my mentor, who wasn't a drummer, Ken McIntyre, he asked me early on, studying with him, can you dance? Let me see you dance. And I was a little shy, so I didn't want to dance. He said, you got to learn how to dance. You want to play the drums? Want to play the drums? You got to learn how to dance. You want to swing? Electronics, a little hard to swing on these electronics than it is if I have a real cymbal, but regardless, it's no excuses. I haven't played in a long, long time, but swinging is swinging, and if you're swinging, whether it be a slow tempo or a faster tempo, it doesn't matter. You gotta dance. You gotta dance. And the boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, chick. That's gotta be that. Boom chick, boom chick. That's your clave. Chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick. So you're playing a jazz tune. You gotta lay that clave down for people to hear it. Boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick. And when you're playing rock, it's a lot easier because you don't have to deal with all that. When you're playing rock, your clave, you're really 2 and 4, and however you want to funk up that beat. But your hi-hat's just a... A lot of times, drummers have a hard time just playing straight, just straight. And feeling the breath of that. There's a breath in that. There's space in a beat. A lot of people don't think about that when they play their instrument. They don't think about the fullness of the space, the fullness. Regardless of the tempo, the space is the space. So what would it be? If it's a quick tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you still got that space of 1, 1. And I don't want to sound too scientific, but there's a space. And you've got to play the space. You've got to play the space. In other words, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're at that tempo, and we've communicated that, we know that quarter note is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's space there. What happens with a lot of bass players when they play with drummers, because bass players, people don't realize this, bass players are really the timekeeper, because they're playing on every beat. A drummer, he's splitting it up. So my left hand is on 2 and 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, and in this simple beat, my bass drum's on 1 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we could say that's every beat, but the bass player, the pulse is there. And what happens with drummers and bass players, a lot of times is a misconception from the bass perspective. I play both instruments, so I say I can fairly speak of it. Is the bass player, if he feels the drummer pulling back on the beat, it's not losing time. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Playing back on the beat. So there's a space. You got a large space. Whether it be a quick tempo or short tempo, doesn't matter. It's still a large space. When the drummer pulls back on the beat, when he's playing back on the beat, it messes up the bass player. They don't like it. A lot of bass players, most of them. There are some who can hang with it, but most of them don't like it, and they think that you're slowing down. So what they intentionally do is try to speed you up. Now it becomes a Mickey Mouse race. Now everybody starts to get to the top of the beat, and when the music all gets to the top of the beat, and thank you for the loves, whoever's doing that, and it's probably Tammy. Hi Tammy, Shabbat Shalom. When the drummer gets to the top of the beat, everybody gets to the top of the beat, it becomes Mickey Mouse nonsense, right? The music starts to get really quick, lose tempo, and starts to speed up. Most bands do it. Go to see a live concert, most bands do it. Unless the drummer's playing to a click, unless he's got that in his ear, he ain't keeping the tempo. Because nobody's a machine. Nobody's a machine. Now, when they start to push the music like that, then it just becomes a race. And it gets heavy on the top end, and when it gets heavy on the top end, the music starts to accelerate and lose control. And a lot of people don't think about these conceptual things. When they play music, they're not getting into these high thoughts. They're just trying to just hang tight, especially if they're playing with musicians that they can't hang with, right? So if they're playing with musicians that are at a high caliber, and I've had that experience, and I'm not saying I'm the high caliber musician. I've played with high caliber musicians. It's like you're hanging on for dear life because they have such a good sense of time and such a good sense of the music and their freedom in the music that sometimes it makes it harder on the drummer. But it's all a language. Even when I play a fill, whatever I do, I'm thinking through it. I'm constantly singing. It's like jazz music. I'm a jazz musician. I'm a rock musician. I'm a Christian musician. I'm an Israelite musician. Whatever you want to call me. It doesn't matter. You got to sing through what you're playing. You got to think about your thought. It's got to come out of your mind before it can come out of your hands or your instrument, right? So one of the biggest things that I teach, and I still do teach. If anybody wants lessons, you can always contact me on here. I do teach through Zoom. And I teach a lot of instruments. But one of my main philosophies of teaching, and I want to give away my main philosophy because it's like I'm giving away all my secrets. That's okay. My main philosophy is if you can say it, you can play it. If you can say it, you can play it. And the reason I say that, and the reason I'm confident in that, is because once you can say the phrase, whatever it is, if you can say it first, you can play it because your mind has already communicated it. Your mind understands it, has processed it. This is the greatest computer you have. Okay? It's not that laptop or that cell phone you're sitting in front of or your iPad. That's not a bunch of nonsense. What you tell that thing what to do. To my point, your computer tells this thing what to do. Whatever I'm going to say, I'm going to play because my computer has already processed it. And that's how fast the computer works. When you don't think about it, but when you hit a key, thank you, Tammy. When you hit a key on your keyboard, let's just say the letter A, what you don't understand is what's going on in the background. There's already a communication taking place. And not to get technical, but because it applies to music, and people don't realize it. See, computers are nothing. It's us. We are the organic instrument. We are the organic beings, this lovely creation of Yahweh. And computers were created by us organic beings, so they're not better than us. But where the world's going right now, if you're paying attention, if you're listening, if you're watching, AI is coming for you. And people think that AI is going to take over the world because they're so stupid to believe that computers can control them. As I play electronic drum set. But anyway, the point is, you got to learn how to use your computer. You got to learn how to use your computer. You got to learn how processing works. You got to learn that when you hit that A on the keyboard, there's an electronic impulse that goes out, and it's a bunch of ones and zeros that translate into what we call a binary code that speak to and go through the processor, go into the RAM, store, and then shoot up onto your screen like instantaneously. A, B, C. See, jazz musicians, they have this special thing because when they play music, it's not like Madonna, right? And I'm not putting Madonna down, personally. It's not like the Eagles, Led Zeppelin. It doesn't matter who it is. It's not like these guys. These performers are performers. They play the same thing every night. It's rehearsed, practiced, and memorized, and then regurgitated. All right? And unfortunately, that's the way people approach music. They like to memorize and regurgitate. Okay? I don't believe in that philosophy. I believe in the philosophy of a jazz musician, which is we like to speak a language that we have perfected and be able to produce it at light speed so that we can make a statement that goes out into the universe that will never be the same. It's a beautiful thing. It really is a beautiful thing. No matter if I'm playing here, never be played the same again. Now, if I play it the same again, it's just because I'm memorizing and regurgitating, right? And so if I write it out, I could play it again. I'll never play it exactly the same again. It's impossible. I'm not a machine, right? If I program it, it'll play it exactly the same again. But I can never play it exactly the same again. There'll be some sort of nuance, some sort of little flutter, or I didn't hit the skin as hard as I hit it the first time or the second time or the 1,000th time. So I don't understand how some of these musicians can do it, because it would drive me nuts to play on stage every night, play the same exact songs, the same exact way, and nothing ever changes. The strumming monkey gig. That's what it takes. It takes a strumming monkey to produce that music. You know, you turn on a strumming monkey. You ever see those little toys, or the little banging drum monkeys? Always doing the same thing. That's what these guys do. They're strumming monkeys. Now, I'm not demeaning them. They make a great living being strumming monkeys, but I am not a strumming monkey.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
I have to be creative and be in something that's organic and be able to give to that process and make and create music that has meaning and that will last. That's my goal. My goal on this earth. You can get up to 120 years from what I understand from the Word of God. In that time, I want to create something that can carry on.